one day Sean walked into the office at Bismo and said, "Man, I got this record. I got it. We've been saving it for 5, 6 years." And so he gave me the CD, and I went, "Wow, this is great." Obviously, there were a couple of cuts from Freddie, the last few things Freddie ever did, and then Sean and Augie and Flacco have been recording stuff with Speedy and Ernie and everybody, and Louis, and it was just great. And Bismo Records was formed because we found that with the record business changing so much, people didn't really, in the big record companies, didn't really care about music, and so why the hell would we want to be on a label anyway? And so I put out a Sleep at the Wheel record. We put out a Carolyn Wonderland record, which has been incredible. And then we put out a Willie Nelson, a Sleep at the Wheel record. And I'll tell you what, there's nobody will be on Bismo Records who is not a friend and doesn't make great records. And these guys have been great friends over the years, and obviously make great records. So I present you the new Texas Tornadoes. And
well, me and Doug had a group called Sir Douglas Quintet, and over the years they called him the Texas Tornado, and he wrote a song called Texas Tornado. And after a while, Warner Brothers called and said, "Why don't y'all put a super group together?" So we got Flacco Jimenez and Freddie Fender, and went to San Francisco at Slim's club and played 2 nights and sold 4 shows out, and people lined up around the block. They didn't know what they were going to see, and they didn't know what they were going to hear. Neither did we. But no, I'm serious. But it came out great. There was no rehearsal or nothing, and that became the Texas Tornadoes.
You know, an interesting thing about the music on the first record that I like to let people know is those songs were a hybrid of things that Dad and Augie and Flacco and all the guys have been doing. I played with my dad and Augie since I was 13 in the Sir Douglas Quintet. We were doing Who Were You Thinking Of and Que Paso and all that stuff, you know, 79, 80, you know, way before. So when they got the idea to put the band together, Dad was always really good at going back and finding those little nuggets in his career and recycling them. You know, they were out overseas, but no one knew Who Were You Thinking Of really, other than maybe people that saw him live. So all those songs on the first record that Dad had already actually put out on overseas records were new to most everybody else. So Adios Mexico, Que Paso, you know, they were all overseas stuff, and the kind of incubus of the first record, you know. When we first got together in the studio, it was only to do 4 songs to try it out, to see what would happen. And I told the guys, look, I'll produce it, I'll do the, you know, the bread thing, just come in, let's see what happens, because we didn't want to wait. If the vibe's there, let's go in. And we went in and did those 4 songs, and it was magic. We went right in and said, okay, we're happening, this is great, you know. So we didn't just jump right into it. We did kind of check it out to make sure that, you know, it had all the right elements.
Yeah, we had this first cut, which was
Senorita?
Senorita, yeah.
That was Flacco's idea to put it on the record.
And it was almost done, you know, but we had little things to add. So me and Cham talked it over, and I told him, man, this song's got a groove. It's got to be in the CD, man.
That's very true, it's Flacco.
So we polished it more, you know, so it came out.
By the way, your playing is phenomenal.
Does he play awesome on that damn CD or what?
Well, if they say, okay, play crazy, I'll go crazy, man.
We needed one more song for the record. We had Flacco said Senorita.
And whenever we go to a studio or record, it's more like a spontaneous things that we're doing. It's not planned at all. You know, everybody plays whatever we want to play, and then we'll decide, you know, we take a few cuts or whatever and then put them together. Of course, we don't have any problems because we played, you know, for years and years. And in the background, Speedy Sparks, Ernie Durawa, Louis Ortega. So it's very simple to put the puzzle together. I mean, I feel like Doug is here and Freddie's here with us, you know, because we haven't lose that punch or that feel of the Tornadoes. I mean, we're still whirling, man.
If there's anything that is more Texas than the Texas Tornadoes, I don't know who it is.
Freddie, because I produced the music side of the record, and I was getting it all together and putting horns and all this, and Freddie pulled me aside all the time when I had these little talks, And he was playing me these artists that he wanted that our record should sound like, and it was very modern, very different. And I just kind of said, yeah, Freddie, that's all great, whatever you want, but in my opinion, these people are probably singing because of you, bud. And, I don't think you should sound like them because they influence you. Why don't you let's just be the best Freddie Fender we can be. And man, he loved that kind of stuff because I think he was kind of conscious about maybe trying to get modern and push things a little in these directions. And when you would tell him, hey, look, man, what you do is it. That's the great thing. Just keep being the best Freddie Fender. I think you really dug that. I feel that way about Flacco and Augie, that don't reinvent the wheel. Just be the best at it that you could be, man. These guys played their A game,
You know what you're saying? Me and the quintet, we did a song way back, an album, a CD in Europe back in 1968. It just went gold last month. Not that it took that long to do it. They just re-released it. But the writers wrote the reviews are saying, where are these guys been? I haven't heard this kind of music before. Where have you been? That's how we have to turn around and say, where have you been? We put that out in 1968.
If I could only, Freddie was conscious that, Sean, that sounds too old school, man, too old school. I was like, man, trust me. This is a classic Freddie Fender song. Let's go with it all the way. At the end of the day, he loved it. When he heard what I was doing at all the bits when it was done, he loved it. So there was a conscious effort to just make it sound like the Texas Tornadoes and to not let too many outside influences come in.
What Freddie Fender did before the Texas Teardrop, he didn't want to do that song. He wanted to play a Jimmy Reed blues song. And Huey Mo said, no, you're going to cut this one, though. And he cut it and it became a hit. And he didn't want to perform because he didn't want to play country,
That's true.